Hello, in this video tutorial we're going to talk about The Madness of Crowds, written by Douglas Murray. In order to understand his perspective and his ideologies, we will talk about first about the author. Douglas Murray was born in July 16, 1979. He lived on Hammersmith, London. Murray studied at West Bridgford School and he received a music scholarship at St. Benedict's School, and later he received another scholarship at Eton College, where he started his studies in politics. After that, he studied at Magdalen College in Oxford, where he studied English philology and also started his periodistic career. He is one of the UK's leading conservative political commentators, and also Murray has worked and has been a contributor to The Spectator since 2000 and has been associate editor at the magazine since 2012. He has also written regularly for numerous other outlets including The Wall Street Journal, The Times, The Sunday Times, The Sun, The Evening Standard, and The New Criterion. He is a regular contributor to National Review and has been a columnist for Standpoint magazine since its founding. He has also a career of almost 12 years as a columnist. In 2007, while his journalistic career was growing, he founded the Center for Social Cohesion, known as CSC, the first think tank in Britain to study extremism and terrorism. The CSC subsequently became part of the Henry Jackson Society, where Murray held the position of Associate Director from 2011 to 2018. The CSC website stated that its objectives were to foster new attitudes to help bring Britain's ethnic and religious communities closer together, while strengthening Britain's traditions of openness, tolerance, and democracy. Researched ethnic and religious communities and organizations in the United Kingdom. Douglas Murray has been described as a conservative, a neoconservative, and a critic of Islam. Several academic and journalistic sources have linked his views and ideology to right-wing extremism political ideologies. He has also been accused of promoting right-wing extremism conspiracy theories and of being Islamophobic due to his several opinions against this culture and religion. Murray is also known above all for the concern he shows for expose, talk, and discuss in the public debate those issues that he believes we all talk about in private and that few dare to mention out loud. According to him, one of our problems as a society is that we pretend to know more than we know, and at the same time we pretend not know things that we all know. In that being, last year he published The Madness of Crowds as a study in which he explores in spirit of helping to understand the most divisive issues of the 21st century, likewise sexual orientations, transsexuality, race, and feminism. Also, Murray is known for being part of the LGBT community as well as to be against their ideologies, and at the same time to disagree to the victimhood tendency of minorities as well as the spectacle surrounding them. Besides, is known to be atheist and defender of Christian values as the better way to live in society, known for advocating borders without being nationalist. Douglas Murray has at his 41 long career As a writer, journalist, and political commentator, he is often singled out as a racist, elitist, fascist, and homophobe due to his several works and public opinions disagreeing their beliefs and their movements. He doesn't seem to care much about these empty accusations.
That within our lifetimes, utopia is graspable, and it looks like total equality for everyone all the time. And even if we got there, and I would submit that we're never going to, we never could, things can be better, but they're never going to get there. Even if we did, what do we do then? We're still stuck with the same questions about ourselves and for ourselves. And I have some answers to that, some suggestions for that, which largely rely on suggesting to people that we should live the lives we recognize to be good lives until yesterday, and that lives of meaning can be found in the 21st century, not with great ease, with significant challenge, with an awful lot of work, a lot of commitment.
Now we're going to talk about some work that he have done while he was journalist. Most important ones came out in 2000 while he was an undergraduate at Oxford. Since then, he has published three more full-length books worldwide on politics, history, and current affairs, as well as shorter works on free speech and defense. Douglas Murray in 2017 published The Strange Death of Europe: Immigration, Identity, and Islam. This book, which spent almost 20 weeks on the Sunday Times bestseller list and also was a number one bestseller in nonfiction at UK. It has subsequently been published in more than 20 languages worldwide. In The Strange Death of Europe, Murray argued that Europe is committing suicide by allowing non-European immigration at its borders and losing its faith in its belief. It gave much to talk about at a time, with extensive behind him research, with days also spent at the borders to see the terrain firsthand. He ruthlessly addresses the problems presented by the lack of control over mass immigration, Islam, the fallacy of multiculturalism, and European cultural suicide hidden under the guise of tolerance. Murray has been accused of promoting various extremist right-wing conspiracy theories in ethnic and racial studies. Ed Pertwee argued that Murray's work is an improvisation of the basic theme of the Eurabia conspiracy theory developed by Bat Ye Orr in 2005. Also, the City University of New York commented that by promoting the Eurabia theory while being a best-selling author, Murray had provided emotional energy for the conspiracy theory. Murray has also been accused of promoting the related far-right Great Replacement conspiracy, which holds that the developed open world is being deliberately overwhelmed by non-white immigration as part of an elite conspiracy. Another of his bestsellers has published in 2022 called The War on the West. In this book, he seeks to defend Western culture against what he regards as a barrage of unjust criticism for perceived past wrongdoings, in addition to the fact that there are fewer and fewer vestiges of racism. The Anglo-Saxon world is experiencing an anti-racist obsession that is also manifest in the denigration of Western culture. It seems that all the ills of civilizations are due to the ravages caused by white privilege, whiteness, or Western imperialism, in the face of which there is only room for self-depreciation and chest-beating on the part of the guilty. Murray asks First, why anti-white racism has become the only admissible racism. He gives an exposition of the so-called critical race theory, which claims to be the theoretical support of the fight against racism and which in the US has given rise to a convenient explanation of all social dysfunctions. And now, the book that we're going to talk about is The Madness of Crowds, one of his most relevant books published on 2019. In the book, Murray points to what he sees as a cultural shift away from established modes of religion and political ideology, in which various forms of victimization can provide markers of social status. He divides his book into sections dealing with different forms of victimization, including LGBT identity types, feminism, and racial politics. Murray criticizes the work of French philosopher Michel Foucault for what he sees as a reduction of society to a system of power relations. Now we're going to see one of his claims that he presented on the book.